Oh. Well, I guess you're there now. Yeah, I see you all out there running around. You're sitting there in front of the computer with the headphones on. I see you. You're pretty, aren't you? Now, this is the introduction to my life-changing book right here, The Illusionary Bargain. You see all that? You see, there's a couple people here with some oversized cards. And see how that ties in? There's an illusion here, and I'm calling it the Illusionary Bargain. I'm pretty sharp, huh? Now, look, I want to get off on the right foot with this book. And so I want to just break it down for you now. What is this book going to be about? The Illusionary Bargain. That's kind of a weird title, you might say. Well, I want to read a quote from Charles Bukowski, my favorite author, and I hope he's yours too. Well, second favorite. This is what he had to say about things in general one time, and it's why I write too. Said, anybody that can see the opposite of what's going on, I think, is exceptional. Any place you go, if you see 50 people standing in one spot and 4 people standing in the other, you know which place to go to, don't you? Small spot. The masses are always wrong. Wisdom is doing everything the crowd does not do. All you do is reverse the totality of their learning, and you have the heaven they're looking for. It's a basic wisdom. Whichever way the crowd goes, run the other direction. Through centuries, they're always wrong, and they will always be wrong. Truer words were never spoken, because people are all hypnotized. They're hypnotized. So what am I doing with this book, then? Well, I made a few notes here, but let me break this down. I'm going to do a little more reading. I usually don't read. It's all off the top of my head. But since it's the introduction, you should get an introduction, I would say. So this is the way I start my book. Between the towering stars and the tenacious gravity tugging at our toes, the people slumbered well. They had answers to every problem on earth. Yet those solutions never seemed to work, seemed to escape their notice. They had their beliefs, and that was that. Life was so jagged that illusions took over in all areas of their lives, illusions regarding money, fame, God, and dozens of other ones, both large and small. It's a whole panoply of illusions. That's a fancy word, panoply. And so I'm just going to mention now the illusionary bargain. What does that actually refer to? Well, there was a guy by the name of Goethe. He's a German writer, and he wrote Faust. And Faust sold his soul to the devil. That's not nice. And that's known in literature and in literary circles as the Faustian bargain, when you sell your soul to the devil. But of course, that doesn't really ever happen because, only 2 reasons. We don't have any souls, not really, and there is no devil. So it's kind of hard to do that when those 2 big things aren't even in existence. Isn't it now? So the real bargain we've all made is the illusionary bargain, and that is to shun reality at every turn and to build up. It's like this little tornado going around in our heads, or maybe just outside our heads, and we have all these illusions and delusions and fantasies that we live in, but not in reality. And some, Francis Bacon. Now that's, if you don't know who Francis Bacon is, it's Kevin Bacon's little sister. No, I'm kidding you now. Francis Bacon was he was like Farmer John in an early age. No, I'm kidding again. I can't help myself. Francis Bacon was a philosopher, and he said that people believe what they prefer to be true. Now, that's the history of the world right there. But, so, let me say this. Let's say that I'm right about this, and a lot of people think the same way, that, illusions are really all that people live in. Many people do. But then the question becomes, well, one might be tempted to say, what difference does it make? If the boy's under a tree sipping wine and, there's no apples falling on his head, what difference does it make? Well, I'd say that these illusions, both big and small, professional and personal, the big ones like religions and politics and psychology and cultural, and also our interpersonal, personal illusions that we have regarding people and, money and love and all of that. All of them. They all conspire to keep us weak and on our knees, not living up to our potential. That's the real harm. See, because that's the tragedy. Our birthright is strength. You just look at our ancestors and look what they went through, the travails and the trials they went through. We have an innate, intrinsic, and inherent strength in us, but our strength has been stolen from us by all of these illusions. So I would say, instead of wasting your time being lost in your illusion, which is a shield from reality, that's all it really is, you need to get up off of your knees. And it isn't just religion. I'm just using this as a metaphor. You need to get up off of your knees. You need to roll your sleeves up. You need to go in the bathroom and look at your face. Now, I don't know what your face looks like, but you're stuck with it. But that face looking back at you is the only one that's going to help you in this here fabulous world. None of these other things are going to help you. So it's time to get on your own 2 feet. And that's the main thing about all these illusions and fantasies. You're lost. You're doing nothing. You're going around in circles. We need to break free of all of those illusions. The small ones, I don't mean the small, but like I say, love and money and all of that there, marriage and children and all of those supposed good things, they all tend to keep us boxed in and chained up. And so I'm looking at a way to restore people, get them out of their illusions, because all they do is just sit and, they're praying to something, or they're hoping somebody, or, in the political party, or they're hoping somebody that they love is going to help them. No, you got to take care of your own life. You got to get up on your feet and start moving and get back your strength, which you have. It's just been stripped from you. And so I sum up in the beginning of my book here. I said, make no mistake about it. These various illusions not only rob us of our strength and self-worth, but can be extremely time-wasting too. They keep us stuck forever in neutral, and they can break us financially, and in some cases, they can end up taking our lives. Happens all the time. Look at the guys that flew into the Twin Towers. Their heads were filled with illusion, and now they're dead. That's just one of 1,000 examples I could give you. But I don't want to make it sound like this is just purely on religion. It's all illusions. Political illusions. You're doing the same thing. You're trusting somebody up there. You're living in an illusion. He's not going to do anything. That's an illusion. Somebody tells you they love you, and you want to believe it. So, 10 years later, they've taken every penny you have, and they've wrecked your car, and they've run off with your turtle. But you wanted to believe, and it made you feel better. No, you got to face reality in this life. If you don't, you're going to get plucked like a chicken and thrown in a trash heap. Now, who wants that? So, there really is a lot at stake, and we need to get going on that. We need to get people up off their knees, looking in the mirror, looking at themselves, rolling their sleeves up, and getting a spirit back in them to where they're not such weakies. I in a different book, I talk about millennial men at length. Look at all of these millennial men. They are the weakest, most nauseating little boys. They're like little kittens. We have lost all semblance of strength. Manhood is looked down on in this politically correct society, but I tell you, man, you got to get your manhood back. And you millennials, I turned my eyes from you. I think I might turn to a pillar of stone. What happened to you? So those are a few things I wanted to cover. I think that's important. I want to get that out there. So now, you see, again, this is the illusionary bargain, and that's the bargain we made, to live in all these illusions that make us feel good. Of course they do, but in the long run, they hurt us. It's like, drinking a bottle of booze. At the time, you're going to feel great, but in the long run, it's going to kill you. It's the same basic principle, really. It's cocaine will make you feel fantastic for a few minutes, but in the long run, it's going to kill you. The illusions do the same thing. They're dulling your mind just like alcohol or drugs. It really is. And you're living and you're lost and you're slumbering away. These illusions are not value neutral. They hurt you. They keep you like a little 2-year-old running around not knowing what's happening. But many people readily accept them because they make them feel good for a few moments. So we need to stop that and get back on our feet, my friends. So now, let me see. I had a few other points I wanted to do, and I tell you, I rarely do anything from notes here, but I just had to do it here. Sometimes you just have to break your own rules. And now I'm looking for something, and I can't find it, which is not good. Now I see it. So I just wanted to mention now, is it just my opinion, but that guy kind of looks a little shifty, doesn't he? I mean, he's holding these cards here, and those are oversized cards. Now, I think that's the only thing oversized about that guy, unfortunately. And I just don't like his looks. I don't think he's good for her. So as we go along, I'm going to reach out to her, I think, and I'm going to see if she wants to make a change from him to me, because, you can always step up in life. So now, let's see. This guy right here, you see him? He does look a little shifty. Don't I look honest and respectable? Look at me. I'm like an honest Southern gentleman, like Rhett Butler, Clark Gable there, So, this is Mr. Shifty. You know what I say to Mr. Shifty? I say this. Boom, boom, boom to you, Mr. Shifty. You're not good enough for my girl here. She's mine now. You get out of here, you bum. I've had it with you. I don't like that shifty look. Now, what else do I want to tell you about? I'm gonna make a project out of him. I'm gonna tell him about my gold mine up in Alaska, and I'm gonna have him go out and search for it. And When he's looking for my gold mine, I'm going to be with his gold mine. If you know what I mean. So that's basically what I wanted to tell you about. I don't really have to go on and on, but this is an illusion-busting book. I think all of these illusions are bad. I talk about interpersonal relationships, you know, about all the lies we do tell and the secrets we keep. So it's on that level. I think we're messing up in our personal actions with interaction with other people, but it's also in the big ones too, the gods and the politics and the psychology and the addiction stuff, addiction medicine, and other big ones. We have cultural-wide big ones and our own personal ones. But all of them, every illusion, it just numbs you. You step back from reality, and you're not going anywhere. You're sitting like you're on a merry-go-round. You're just going around in circles doing nothing. But the little illusion makes you feel a little bit better. No, you got to jump off the merry-go-round, and you got to move it, brother. Time to drop all these illusions. Get off your knees and start charging. That's the biggest problem with all illusions. They conspire to keep us lost and dumb and weak. And I'm trying to make this an illusion-busting book, and I cover all kinds of them in here. You see, forget the Gideon Bible. This is the book that should be in every motel and hotel room in the drawer all across the nation. Right here. More knowledge in here. More knowledge in that little T there than in any other book you're going to find, because I'm talking about human nature, the human condition, and I have a unique perspective on that, and I won't lie to you. So, friends, you come on back now. You're here. Pull up a chair, sit down. Make sure you pull up the chair before you sit down. And we're going to talk about some things. We're going to straighten some things out. And some of you are smart, but some of you have pretty dumb heads. So the ones that have the dumb heads, I'm going to do what I can to improve you. The ones that are already smart, I'll make you smarter. That's a guarantee, and I don't lie, because, I've said it before. You'll see it in the other tapes. I took an oath to always tell the truth, and I'm bound by that oath. It's my mission here. So come on back now. I'm going to run through all the illusions and all the, ways that, again, you talk about self-esteem and self-worth. When people are lost in illusions, you're always hearing about this: raise the self-esteem, raise their self-worth. When people are lost in illusions and dreams, they have no self-worth. They have an illusionary self-worth, but it's an illusion. But no, I'm talking about, you want to build self-worth, you get up on your feet and do something. Then you'll feel real self-worth, and you'll start to gather and embody self-esteem when you're doing things with your own hands and your own feet. You're not relying on some imaginary thing over here or over there. No, you're facing it yourself. Now you're going to start developing real self-worth and self-esteem. That's how you get it, by accomplishing things yourself. And not sitting back in a chair and hoping somebody out there is going to do it. Oh, the politician will do it. Oh, the social worker will do it. Oh, my psychiatrist will do it. Oh, my addiction counselor will do it. No, nobody's going to do anything for you. Like I say, the only one that's going to do anything for you is that face looking back at you in the mirror. Now, that's the truth, and you really need to understand that. And the time is now. So get on your feet, look at yourself in the mirror, try not to throw up, Then you roll your sleeves up and you take on the world. The world's out there waiting for you. It's wondering where you've been. You've been lost for 20 years. They said, oh, this person's MIA. What happened to him? Oh, no, they're just sitting in a chair with a bunch of illusions dancing around in their head. Time to get back. Time to stop being MIA. Come on now. This is life. You know, this isn't a rehearsal. This is the only one you're going to get. I'm sorry to tell you. You don't know already. So you got to get up on your feet and start moving. That's the whole point of illusion busting. So I'm going to close this baby out. It's over 20 minutes, and that's too long. They tell me nobody will look at anybody for more than 20 minutes or 5 minutes, they say. And here I am at 20. So, you know, like I said, I think I said in some other tape, you know, just think of me maybe as like a curiosity at one of those carnival sideshows, you know. Something you see, and you just can't take your eyes off it because you're saying, what is that thing? So, I don't know what that is, but I can't keep my eyes off it. What is it? What is it? Oh, no. Well, that's kind of like I am. You know, so whatever you want to think or say, keep your eyes on me because I'm not a dumbhead and I know a few things. You might learn something. And even though she looks kind of snooty, I think she's just right for me. What do you think? I will see you later now. And he got the big X. Because he's her ex now. He's up looking for my gold mine in Alaska. I gave him real good directions. He's going to find it any second now. Any second, I just know it.